Hello, in this video we're going to help you out on creating your own custom payment method, your own connection to a custom payment method or your own local payment method. And with this we're going to do a Flutter Wave integration inside Agregar, QR menu maker and WhatsApp Food. And yeah, the idea will be to help your developers when they create integration with your own local payment provider or whatever you want. Because it's easy, but on the other hand there are some steps to be done in order to successfully integrate a payment method. I decided to record this video, so it will be of a great help, I believe. So yeah, let's get started. Locally I have a QR menu maker installed, and when I go to order or to checkout, I want to have the Flutter Wave payment option. Let's see how that will look. So at the moment I have now a cash card terminal, but I want also to have option for Flutter Wave payments. Yeah, let's get started. The important thing is that our existing payment methods and all the new payment methods that you will create should be plug and play, which means they should not interact with the existing code. You should not do modifications, but just run in their own private space. As you can see, I have here some payment methods modules, so I will be doing just that. I will copy that payment method and use for Flutter Wave. So I think the closest one is PayPal, so I will copy that one, paste, and I will rename it to Flutter Wave. I think that's correct, Flutter Wave. Okay, and we now have the module, but the important thing first thing to do is to go to modules.json and change the alias, and this will be Flutter Wave. Okay, providers module Flutter Wave. Okay, and let's go step by step to explain you what it is. Provider is the main file from where the module is loaded. Then global fields are the fields for the administrator. So these fields will appear if I go here on localhost, if I log in as an admin. Yeah, because now there is a problem with the module Flutter Wave, that's the error. Okay, the global fields will appear in the administrator dashboard. So instead of Flutter Wave PayPal, I will use Flutter Wave. Flutter Wave enable, Flutter Wave. System will use vendor or admin Flutter Wave. So this is to let the system know if you want your clients to be able to put their own Flutter Wave integration, so the money goes to them. Okay, admin default, Flutter Wave, PayPal client ID. What I saw from the documentation so far, the only thing that we will need as a configuration will be the secret. So when we run a command, I think the only thing that we need to pass there is the secret key. So at the moment I will only require that. Later in the process we'll see if something else is needed, so I will delete this. PayPal, so this will be Flutter Wave secret. PayPal mode, there is no, as I saw, there is no mode versions available in Flutter Wave, so later on we will see that if this makes a problem. And from vendor fields is if the admin have decided the money to go directly to the clients via Flutter Wave, so he has selected vendor defined Flutter Wave, then vendors will be able to put their own configuration for the Flutter and the money will go to them. Once again, we will need only Flutter Wave secret, so I will put that there. I will remove this. So we will need Flutter Wave secret. This is in lower letters. And this is Flutter Wave secret, PayPal configuration, Flutter Wave configuration, enable Flutter Wave for payments when ordering, PayPal enable. This will be Flutter Wave. Okay, this looks okay. We don't need mode. So I think you get an idea about these configurations in the code. The next thing to do is to change the namespace of those modules, and this is in modules in Flutter Wave, which is at the moment, and then we have providers main. And so I will do this. I will replace all find in folder, replace all. Okay, it's only one instance, so we'll do Flutter Wave. Let's see how it was here, so it must be the same. Yeah, let's see if the project now is okay. Yeah, now it looks okay. If I go now to, if I logged in as an admin, if I go to site settings, and if I go to apps and plugins, I will see Flutter Wave configuration. So if I want money from Flutter Wave for the payments to go to me, I will select this and this will remain the same, and I will enter my Flutter Wave secret. In this case, I will do just that. So what I need here is the secret, which I can find probably somewhere in settings, yeah, in API, and this is my secret key. And I will go directly to my env file since I'm working locally. There are a few things I need to do, but you can do directly from here if it's running on localhost. So what I did in model.json, I said that this will be the key, and I will put the key in the environment. So this is my Flutter Wave key. Okay, I need to CLR to send clear cache. Probably DD cache. I should be able to see that updated here, but sometimes the cache is even deeper. So let's see. No, not yet. Enable Flutter Wave. No, this was not enable Flutter Wave, but my mistake. That's a boolean field. This is the Flutter Wave secret. So this equals to true, and this equal, and we have this, that is that, and we can also define this variable, but by default should be already pre-configured. Flutter Wave equals to, in this case, admin. Okay, we done this. Let's save once again and clear the cache locally. DD cache, which is a custom command to configure the cache once again. And let's see now. open, restart the server. Restart the server once again, but probably the configuration, the cache configuration is directly in the module, so will be maybe a bit complicated. Bootstrap cache, let me delete all of them. And see once again. Okay, the server should be running. Okay, we have now the configuration set correctly, and the next thing to do is to start with the configuration itself, or to the implementation of the code. Let's go step by step. I will close all of them, go back to my module. This is the Flutterwave module, and the first thing to do is need to go to the config. The config is the place where we read the environment, the values for from the env file. Okay, so the name will be Flutterwave. Enabled will be same as JSON. Enable Flutterwave. Enabled. By default will be false. Use vendor. And that will be in this field. Okay. Client ID. So in fact we need only the secret. And the secret is the Flutterwave secret. Because what you saw here reads directly from the environment variables, and the preferred way when we read in the code is to read from this configuration variable. So that's why we have this additional configuration, which is pretty easy to change. So we have all of this, and this is only for the admin, for the admin defined settings. For a vendor, you will see later how we will read those things, since they are put in directly in the database. Okay, then we have next we have in HTTP we have controllers, app and main. These are the two files that we need in order to run the backend logic. But what I will do next is go to resources and show you the views there. So the selector is the radio button that you saw when I was on the checkout screen, this one. So we will need additional radio button for the Flutterwave, and this is the place where that's done. Okay, I will use this now, and this alias is used for the configuration read. So Flutterwave use admin, and Flutterwave secret is defined, and Flutterwave is enabled, then show the button. Or if Flutterwave use vendor, and that restaurant has a good configuration of that was Flutterwave secret. So these are the restaurant checkups. Restaurant get config people enable, in this case will be Flutter enable. If the restaurant has enabled the Flutter, then in that case and only then show the Flutterwave. Payment type, custom control input, payment PayPal, this will be payment Flutterwave. As you can see, so far we haven't done change any in the core codes, and that will be the main goal. Value will be Flutterwave. Settings, default payment equals to Flutterwave. Oops. And only that is checked. Payment flutter wave. Okay, pay with flutter wave. Yeah, this looks good. Since we have now the configuration for the admin defined, we should be able to see it, but since there is an error, whenever you have an error, just go to the env file and up the buck equals to true, which I will keep it like that for this project. Okay, well, it says that there is no hint path defined for flutter wave view card payments blade. Okay. And why is that? This is the selector, so let's see what's in the selector there. This is selector. Yeah, we do have the selector. This is the selector flutter. Flutter wave. So the error is that he cannot find this file selector.blade.php, and the reason for that is this file, because this is the auto load who tells Laravel how to load additional modules. Flutter wave, yeah. So this should be it. So in Composer you need to update the path. That was not the reason. Yeah, let's once again clear the do cell down, cell up. So in order to read the composer.json once again. What else can be the problem is this one, since it uses an existing name, maybe it's not read it. Let's see. No, once again the same problem. there we have PayPal, just change to Flutter. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the other thing you need to do is in provider in main.php change all the instances of PayPal to Flutter Wave, of course, and then in although this was not important, change all the references to modules Flutter Wave, and in composer.json make sure everything is Flutter Wave and not PayPal. I haven't done this before because I'm using this accounting module to auto-generate the module for me, but of course will be completely empty, so that's why I want to give you a guide on how to start from existing module. And yeah, this is the first time I do it for myself also. So the important thing was to change this Flutter Wave, and then in providers to change all the instances of from PayPal to Flutter Wave. Of course, you can do find and replace on all PayPal instances to be Flutter Wave instances. But yeah, let's go step by step, and I think this way we will learn more. And as you can see now, you see the pay with Flutter Wave. But what we don't see here is the button. Now that button disappears. So the next thing to do will be on the button itself. And we have the button here. Okay. So once again, whenever we have PayPal, change to Flutter Wave. Okay, total payments, payment button. This class should be payment button, of course. And let's see now, pay with Flutter Wave, and this is the placeholder button, which of course we can change with Flutter or pay with Flutter. Okay, let's see how that will look. And this is the button. And as soon as we agree, we are able to pay with Flutter. But that's just the visual part. Now let's go to the more advanced part, which is the controller. If we go here in main, you will see the execute payment function and the cancel payment. Here in app we have execute, and app.php is used mainly to do to make the payment, and main.php is used to handle the payment. If we go to roots in web.php, we will see this here, and whatever we have PayPal, change to Flutter Wave. But here we will need to be careful about the capital letters. So okay, and if we have PayPal, just change to Flutter Wave. Okay, so Flutter Wave we have execute payment, and cancel payment. So these two functions are from the main. These are the callbacks. What is here in app.php is a function called execute, but this function is not called via web, or it's called directly from the code within. It's not a web function. Web function is not the correct name, but a function not executed as a webhook. Okay, let's go here now, because this will be the function called when I select this. So let's go here in PayPal. In Flutter we don't have client or mode, and PayPal we see that now we need, as you saw before, from config we need to read these variables. So we have the secret here, and the name will be, instead of PayPal, will be Flutter Wave. And this is the admin defined secret. if we have setup based on vendor, we will have config flutter wave use vendor, which reads this variable. You see it reads from the config and not directly from the env file, and then set up the secret based on that value. So in this case will be flutter wave secret. Read it from the vendor itself. In this construction method called by some parent function, it set the order and the vendor. So when we run the code, we know what is the order and what is the vendor of this order. Okay, app service config changer. This is to switch the currency based on the correct restaurant. And then this is something related from now on to PayPal. And from now on, so we have the secret, read it correctly, and we need to execute the flutter wave payments. I will be going here. So this, they say this is the standard endpoint, and so we need to make a post request to this API, and what we need there is a secret key. As a response, we will get a payment link, and this is exactly what we need. We need that payment link to give back to the user. As you see, even with PayPal, we do the same. Yeah, redirects URLs, and at the end we set the order payment link. And so the end goal is to do this: order payment link equals to payment link get approval link and order update. So the order has a link attached to it that user can execute. Yeah, let's go step by step. So up to now it's all okay. Let's follow on the things we need to do next. And this is the request object, something that we need to pass on to this function in order to have successful connection with Flutter. The thing that we need to do now is do that, and for me sometimes it's best to use Postman, because at the end I will also get the code from Postman. It's a free tool that you can also download. This is my endpoint, workspace footer. I will do a test in the folder. Okay, I will make new request, which will be of post. Make order. This is the link. Okay, and as they say, we need authorization barrier secret key. Authorization barrier token, and this is my token that I need to update to be the secret key in fact. Copy that. Okay, parameters. Let's see how now we handle the parameters. So we have this request object. Let's see if we can put it here in raw. Okay, and after that we should get the okay, so they say that in Flutter dashboard I need to enable that payment method. When I'm first time in this, let's see what is the payment options. Card. Okay, that should be okay. And if we run this, what we will get? Status error, failed transaction reference is required, field tx ref is required, so it fails on this. If we run this JSON, Okay, great. So it needs to be JSON, successful hosted link, and we have this Flutter link payment. So if I copy this, and if I open this, then save. If I open up here, this is what my client will see. That's great. Okay, we are a step closer. The thing now is to get the code. Let's go back to Postman, and I'm able to extract the code from there. Code. And what I need is, I used Guzzle. So if you're good with Guzzle, you can of course use Guzzle. But this should be also pretty fine. Okay. And from here on, I will just dive from here, DD. Okay, so what I have done is I initialized this URL. I have put, let's wrap the code a bit. Okay, this looks okay. So this is the standard link, which will remain the same. Everything here is set up correctly. And from here on, I need to do the configuration based on my setup. But yeah, let's just see how I will get the response. So in fact, of echo, I will do DD and see what will be the format. The format will be this, so probably data and then link, access it as data and then the link, and then the link. Because it's standard code, I'm expecting this to be success. So here I will need to change some of this, not to have duplicates there. Let's see where we are. So response data link. So when I go here and when I'm on checkout, let's refresh once again. I will do takeaway. I will select my timing, my phone, comments, favorite Flutter, wave. Cannot access offset a type string on string. Okay, so this is probably the response is a string, of course. So we need to JSON parse it. So that is the response data. As JSON equals to JSON encode of the response. Let's see if that will be the case. Probably yes, but yeah, let's see. Let's see this. JSON decode. We need to put, if I want this an array, I need to put as true. So I have the data as an array, and yeah, this is the link. We are great. And when we have the link, all we need to do is to set it up inside the here. Okay, so my idea will be to check if, so from here on I will pass if the response is okay. Check the response. So if and else, if response data as JSON, and if we have status of true, status equals to success. So if we have success, then we should do this. Response.link equals to the link, and I will use the code from below to set up the link. Okay, and this is the link. In fact, when it's only once, of course, we can do it like this. Payment link equals to this. Okay, so set payment link in order update, return the validator to make all okay. But if we have a problem and the status is not okay, like in the case when I had not as JSON but as text, something else. In that case we get status error, so I need to return the message in some kind of format. Okay, so we have multiple errors, and in that case when there is a problem we return a validator with some exemption. Okay, so in that case we return a validator with PayPal payments error action, PayPal payments error action. This mostly happens if the configuration is not okay, so what you can do besides this will return like just that there is an error. So I will return PayPal payment error action. This will be Flutter Wave. So I'm raising a Laravel problem. And if we found that, and that's it. This is the error action that they will see. So this is in validation, and this is the only time you edit the language file, which is of course inside the code, but this file doesn't change too much, so you're able to update it without any problem. Wave interaction, and you can put some Flutter Wave error, but when you were debugging it, you can of course DD the complete response. Like in my case, so this is not here. When there is error, I can just say DD and find out the error, which is in response data as JSON, and then the errors. Okay. And yeah, let's try to see that. So if this was required, if I don't provide that, let's see how that will look. This will arise a problem since the order is already completed at some point and the card is completely empty, so yeah, there is a problem. So back to restaurant Luca Pizza, and the idea will be now to get the alert. So I'm sending an invalid field, of course this is required, and when I'm not sending I should get an exception that will be read from here. But my local server just stopped responding. From here on I can already delete, since this is, or I can wait before deleting it because maybe I will need for some fields here. So yeah, wait and see. So the ref is in fact the order ID, and as I said before, we have directly access to the order. So what I will do here is I will say this is the, and since this is a string, I can connect directly as a string order at ID, but this will be this order ID and the amount. And let's see how we set it up this in PayPal. So that's why I said we need the amount eaten by quantity. That's the quantity. Set the price. In PayPal we have multiple items. So let's find it. Should be this order price. Yeah. So this is the price of the order, and we're able to set it up here as a string. This order price plus this order delivery price. We can get the currency. So this is string to upper configuration currency. I think it's up to here. Okay, this is my currency. Maybe I will get an error here since by default in my case was United States dollars, and here is something else. Since I haven't changed the code, haven't saved the code yet, I will be able to get the error. Pay with Flutter. I don't know what happened. I need to restart my local server once again. It's extremely slow, maybe because I'm recording a video also. Okay, we have those. Take away okay, let's pay with Flutterwave, and now I should see the errors. So the transaction reference is required. That's the mistake I did. Ref, okay, so back to normal. And so this is the redirect URL. So this is the link. In fact, what we need to have there is, remember in web.php, so in Flutterwave roots we had this execute payment, so it's Flutterwave. Let's see how we do it in PayPal, because there we also need to have URLs. Okay, this is the URL, so we will use the same. So this needs to go here. Root PayPal execute, and this is Flutterwave. Execute success equals true, and vendor ID. In fact, we don't need success because already Flutterwave will tell that to us. And since we will know the tax ref, we can get the order ID directly from there. So what we need is just that. This. Okay, payment option card. Up to your needs, you will see what you will need. Meta. I don't think this is required, but yeah, you see this is useful since this is the vendor ID. So I can put any consumer. So in this case, I will be the vendor ID, and I can put whatever I want there. And I will remove this. Customer, email, phone number, name. This is something required, as I think, yes. The problem with QR menu maker is that if you go to the checkout screen, you will see that because it's a guest, the one who creates the order, we don't know the information for him. So what you can do there, but if it's FoodTiger or WhatsApp, there is a way to find out some of those informations. At the moment I will use user@gmail.com and this test code and the name just for the illustration of this video. But what you can do inside the real code is to have, for example, if FoodTiger, if app.config or config app.type app.is FoodTiger, then set the phone. Okay, in this case .phone equals to empty string. It's a FoodTiger. If phone in FoodTiger, phone is the authenticated user. Phone. That's the case in FoodTiger. In WhatsApp, if app is WhatsApp, I will read that was the PHP. Let's go here. Phone equals to can be received from the order. So this order get config phone, and this will be the user phone. In QR, so this is the end case, or I can say by default the first case, you can set whatever you think will be the best solution. Since it's required, you can maybe also create custom fields here, and those custom fields will be received as a custom fields to the order, so you can access it the similar way to get config from WhatsApp. At the moment I will not do this part since the video is already taking too long, but of course when I release the code I will have that. And yeah, of course same will be for the email and the name. Don't know if the name is required, you can see it here. What is required? Customer. Okay, so all of them are required: email, phone number, and the name. Customizations. Don't know if they are required also. So this will be your project name, payments, let's say like that, or the restaurant name will be better. So this will be vendor. This vendor dot name. So we have now here the name, the description. You can also use a description of the vendor or the order number. This vendor name, in this case this order ID, and I can put something like this. and the logo, which is the vendor logo. You can have it like this. So this is a restaurant, and on restaurant we have get attributes, get logo, dark logo, light logo. Get logo white dark attribute, and this will return you the standard. Okay, this vendor, this is the logo, and this should be okay. Barrier token, of course, this is really important to change to be the secret that we have here, and based on this we will know whether we use the client or the vendor, where the money to go, and that should be okay. Serial close, we don't need the response, we need the data, and if there is an error we should output it, and all of this code for PayPal should be removed. Let's see how that will look. I'm back on the QR menu maker screen. Okay, let's do a done here, take away, pick up time. Now you see we already have phone on QR, but we don't have the name and the email, so that could be done as a custom values on the order that you can access it via the order attribute. And what else? Yeah, we have a documentation how to do that. And now I'll pay with Flutter, and this should be pretty much okay. So as soon as I click here, I should be redirected to pay. Undefined array key status. Check response data as JSON, status equals to status equals to success. So we have a problem here. Let's see what we have in here. Order is not, or is it finished? Let's see now. Please contact support, error ID. What could be the reason for this? Let's check out the secret. Let's see if that's filled. Yeah, that's filled okay. Really strange. Probably is the currency, because I'm using the, how do I call, dollars, which is probably not approved, or euros. In Flutter, I will just comment this out also, and let's see. Once again, an error. Let's output this, maybe we'll find something problematic there. So this is the complete string. Now put like $test equals to this, and do the test. Maybe the logo. Let's just for test use this logo. Or what was it before? Let's see. So it's like an empty logo is okay, but link to it. So yeah, let's see if the logo is the problematic part. Because you can have like your site plus the logo attribute, but in this case I will put this, and of course I'm on local, so there is no way to get it correctly. Let's see now. Once again, problem. And the way to go with things like this is to go step by step in changing all this, which is a bit painstaking, problematic, but that's the way to go. Let's see the code. Post fields equals to this. Okay. So I will post fields with another test value for it. Okay, this cannot stay here, but I will move them here. Just for the reference, and yeah, let's go step by step and testing where the error happens. Let's see where the error happens. Okay, we have the link, so the secret is not the problem. Let's see the amount and the currency in the redirect link, so I will go 3 steps down. Let's try now. I do get it, so that's okay. Next we have change on the meta and the customer. Let's see that. Meta and the customer is completely the same. Meta should be open for changes, but let's see that. Yeah, meta false, so it's not required. Okay, I expect now to work. Let's see. I do get the error there, so let's see if the meta is the problem. Meta is the problem. Wow. Okay, we don't need meta. Customizations. Let's see the customizations. I do not need this. I expect to work, so I will remove this. And now when I run the, how do I say, the order, should be redirected to Flutterwave. Yeah, when this happens. Luca Pizza, I should have the logo when it's active. DNGN is correct. Yeah, maybe I should also use my real currency, so you know how to change now. And then after a payment, pay with bank. So they have different choices. First bank, and I think this is directly live, so I'm not able to test it because I will lose money. Yeah, so I need to go to my bank in order to pay, which is of course correct. And now let's go back to the main purpose, which is to handle the payments. If I open main at Flutterwave, here I set the execute payments. In this case we don't have cancel payments from Flutter, so I don't know how that works, but yeah, this looks like cancel. Let's see what will happen on cancel. Okay, I'm back to this window. Okay, so there are no cancel payments, so I will remove this, and if I go to web of the Flutterwave routes, I will remove the cancel option and have only the execute option. Here in the execute option, in main, if I go to execute payment, I will receive the request, and on the request from PayPal I was getting the vendor ID via the hierarchical, via the get parameter. But what I have here from Flutter, if I go to their docs, what I receive as a response is of course this TX reference, and I can use this TX reference. So after the link is created, handling payment response, let's see what's the response. TXRef equals ref, so I can get the reference. So this is the reference. TXRef, which in my case is the order. So I will say like this: that order equals to order find or fail the get TX reference. Okay, and then I can get the vendor from the order. If I go to the restaurant, to the order module, I have the restaurant there. So this is my vendor. Okay, client ID. So this is once again to do checkups in PayPal, because in PayPal I need to once again connect with the same secret to the API, and similar is here. So there is an option to transaction verify, and in this transaction verify you once again send the secret key, so we can do that via create the code via once again via Postman and get the code back once again. But in this video I will think that as soon as I get the execute payment, that the payment is correct. So to tell you what needs to be done in order to make the order successful, and that is here, order payment status paid, and those are the two things that needs to be done. So we already have the order. In PayPal was quite difficult, more different, and so here I will say the order was paid and then return to the order success page, and all of this should be gone. So even this is okay, because in Flutter looks like there are no cancel URLs. And of course, when you in the verify method, they say that you will need to verify the amount, the transaction number, the status, the currency, and after that then you are able to set the transaction as paid. in this video I just show it in purpose how to do it, how you can do it, what will be the end goal. So with this we learn how to integrate another payment method. Since it was my first time running this video, I was not prepared for this, and I was the first time I was doing video like this with copy paste from existing module. I run into some problems, and as you know, I'm first time in this payment platform, Flutterwave dashboard, so there was some bumps in the road of explaining, but probably also those problems would help you out how to solve the problems if you run in some. And yeah, as I said before, the end goal of this video not to learn how to implement Flutter dashboard, but how to implement Flutterwave, but how to implement your own payment network, payment provider. And if we do a summary, so what I did, I was copy the PayPal module, I changed all the connections to PayPal to run to be Flutterwave. Model.json was set up to use Flutterwave. Then I changed the provider, which was really important. I'm reading the configurations from config. What else? I did app.php, so I will not need this anymore. PayPal, so remove any unused code. And yeah, this was pretty much easy. As you saw, meta did make a problem for me. I was not expecting to be element strict, but at the end we found out the problem, and at the end we did get the link. The link is important also in WhatsApp foot, because when you send the message, the payment link is sent there, so that's also good. And yeah, I think this video will be of great help of yours, and yeah, hopefully you will make your own payment networks and this video will be of great help. Thanks for watching.